Welcome back to the Sula Open 2018, round one, the back nine, brought to you by Discmania and S&M Productions. It's been an exciting front nine. Gregg and Simon got a nice little battle going on over here. Got some longer holes, which I'm sure Simon's licking his chops coming into the back nine, thinking he might get off to or finish off the round with a nice, strong back nine. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is on the Euro Pro Tour, so we have 9 countries represented here. And hole 10, I think this is probably one of the signature holes on the course.
I'd say so.
211 meters down the hill, and then you have a Mando on the right early to block the big hyzers, and then also a double Mandy. You see the tape up high and the tree there you've got to be to the left of, so you can't take a big sky turnover if you land it down there.
You got to play the gap, and I think that's what makes this hole the par 5 is that you can't just air over everything, so you have to execute 2 well-placed shots really to get an eagle. It's possible. You can make eagle on this hole if you throw a great shot off the tee past both the mandatories and then have a nice line, play that high side with maybe a roller or a understable fast disc or something. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's all about getting to the left side here. Simon takes his mid-range and...
He's got to hook up a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough spot to be here.
Yeah, that's kind of just a pitch to the side and not much you can do from that angle.
So Peter, I believe he's taking a mid-range as well. No, he went with the driver.
Go. That's perfect.
Oh, that's great.
You land by the drop zone and you're loving life.
Yep. So I'm playing the adverse play. Playing a hyzer flip up with a 10-time eagle and just kind of letting it drag over.
And it just keeps on, there you go, yeah, that's a great play for you, man.
Yeah, I don't think that there's probably going to be many more that get further than that. The backhand just wants to go dive in left.
I've seen a couple squirm in there a little bit. Oh no, KJ finds some trouble on the right side.
And he slapped down too. I don't think that went anywhere too far.
This is a tough angle here. I mean, if you get a little too aggressive and go up into these trees up here into the left, you're in a world of trouble.
So a lot of guys play off of that rock, and as you saw, KJ just stuck right into it. It's kind of a bad break there.
Simon's not going to really get too far. He's just going to try to set him up and hopefully make birdie 4.
Peter, going with the roller, I think that's a fairly popular play from where he is.
Yep, if you can get up high there and start cutting right, get up and over that mound, you got to look for 3. KJ just trying to get up the fairway and save the hole because he's way out of position.
That's a good out. This one I take the same 10-time. Threw it a little low. I just made sure I hit the gap.
I hear you. No problem making 4 from there.
No, 4 here is fine score.
Yeah, it's
a 3 is very rare, but I think there'll be a 3 here.
From there, I'm surprised Simon didn't throw a big hyzer because there's actually a route right in that gap over there, and he could have just went up and over all of that. And
I think he was a little too tucked in on the left side.
Maybe.
He didn't really have a great angle at it. There seems to be only maybe 2 meters of that perfect spot for that.
KJ trying to find his way onto the green and
knowing Simon
inside the circle.
He could probably play a hyzer from anywhere.
He probably could. Just cut a tree down on the way up.
Yeah. Peter with a good look through there. That's a tricky putt.
I have that to finish off the hole, make 4.
I was thinking about maybe playing this one closer, but nah, just pitch it up, get the 4.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a little too greedy and all of a sudden things start to unravel, so.
Yeah, that happened to me twice.
Take the birdie here. Peter with a nice birdie.
Gregg capitalizes on the 2 clean shots off the tee and then the fairway and makes 4. KJ, sneaks it in there. Come on, KJ, hold it together, buddy. KJ and Simon grabbing their pars and moving on to hole 11, which is the next awesome par 5.
Nice shot of Peter there throwing the roller. Notice how that followed through. He followed it through the whole way, kind of half moonish.
There you go. So here we go. Another par 5. This one has a completely different shape and attitude to it. This is a uphill, big bender to the right. There's a couple of different ways you can get there. If you can land up past this hill here off the tee pad and land there, the big arms can actually throw a big hyzer up around the trees on the right side.
As you can see, it's breezy from right to left here, so that really helps that hyzer shot.
That hyzer shot, yeah. You can't get into too much trouble. There's not too much OB deep. You'd have to really get bad luck in a roll or something like that, or the wind just carry it off, but it's kind of hard to do from down there. The worst situation is crash the trees and roll backwards OB, I would say, if you don't get it up high enough.
I would say so.
So most guys are, if you got a big hyzer, you can go up and around. There's no mandatories here. The fairway is, lined OB. It looks like a wide open space up there, but it's actually kind of tight.
Peter with a bomb blast. That was a huge hyzer.
He's got some space there to land right in the middle. There you go.
So I'm going to play the more direct route here. Hyzer stand up with the boss. And kind of wanted it to stand up a little longer.
Bit more, that would have been good thing the grass is sticky.
Yeah, as you walk out this hole, it's very swampy on this one. Simon, boom.
Big time boom, way up and over the tree.
He pounded that. He threw his hyzer.
The second plateau down there, yep. He's loving life right now. He can totally go for the green from there.
And
KJ's lining up the hyzer as well, feeling the crossing wind. It kind of does feel a little intimidating throwing down the middle when the wind's blowing right to left, 25 miles an hour or so.
Right.
Just kind of want to hook it out there and just let the wind carry it back into the fairway, because you're definitely throwing over OB the whole way until you cross back into the line.
I would say that's the safe play.
Yeah.
KJ kind of got his nose up there just a little, so he ended up a little shy, but he did clear up top. So
he's got a weird run up though, because he didn't make it all the way up, so he's got to run up the hill and then change his direction down the hill. Firing one towards the gap. Ooh.
Yeah, the wind got under that one and drug him pretty far to the left.
Gregg's going for the big hyzer up and over. See if the wind will push it up. It's going to stall after it reaches its apex, so.
Yeah, that one made it up, thankfully. Didn't catch much of the foliage. So I've got a pretty short approach from there. Peter going for the same thing. That's just a little early release.
Yeah, he probably could have been more aggressive, but it didn't turn out bad. That's not a bad place to be.
It's probably 90-foot, 100-footer.
110 feet at the most, yeah.
Simon, boom.
Simon's going the way that I thought Peter would go, is a little bit more obtuse angle and let the wind pull it back towards the basket.
And he overthrew that by about 15 or 20 meters.
That's still fine, though. He's
and
got an easy 4 now.
So KJ was OB, just behind him. Really tough angle there. This was a great shot.
Really thick, chunky grass, too, but that is just at the circle's edge, I believe.
Yeah, that was a good shot from where he was. He had a weird angle.
Pete's looking at this shot for a 3, about 115, 120-foot layup, and it's a lot breezy out there, so he's probably throwing something. Whoa, that almost went in. Kind of stable. He's inside the circle.
So with the right to left here, I decided to go with the Rhino and just let the wind push it down.
A little bit extra footage there with the roll away, but that's still in your wheelhouse. That's not too bad.
About 8 meters. Still not very fun putt with the wind out there.
It's a tailing wind on that side, right?
Yeah, but then putting back up the hill, I'm always, if you hit the front, then you're looking at a roll away too. So I actually thought that just sat right by the basket.
Yeah.
So
unfortunate, but
yeah, that's the way this hole goes. Yeah.
There's a lot of that on this course.
Peter looking to capitalize. Oh, he pulled that one.
A little too hot. Now he's back outside the circle.
Yeah. I decided to go. We didn't know where his went. As you can see, the basket's a little high here too.
There you go.
Yeah, the wind pushed that one down.
Yeah,
I made sure to just keep it in the air.
I actually kind of prefer the tailwind putts, you kind of know what to expect. The headwind putts, things get a little squirrely.
Oh boy.
And Pete's struggling on the green here. I think this is for 6, right?
I believe so.
There, he
Bang.
snapped that one in there.
Yeah.
You can tell he's a bit disappointed
He
in
was
putting for
looking at
birdie and ended
birdie.
up with a bogey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the danger of this green, though. The slightly high basket here.
Some weird undulation to the green, you know, and you got that strong breeze blowing from behind you typically when you're putting at it, so.
So these holes are on the neighbor's property.
Yeah,
So
apparently that's what they were
they're-
saying. It's not even really a part of the actual park or golf course that they're using. It's some neighbor's backyard, and they were kind enough to let them use it.
Yeah, amazing. So hole 12, I think this is another one of the signature holes on the course. Beautiful piece of land here, 124 meters, so a little over 400 feet.
Yep.
You've got 2 bushes of trees on the right and left. There's an OB line that's strung that you can't see from this view, but the breeze is typically pushing in pretty hard from left to right.
Yeah, the OB lines are a bit tighter than what that course map. You'll start to see them as Gregg tees off here. You can kind of see where the grass is cut out, where it looks like a baseball field's grass, nice and mowed out there. That's really the fairway. Or you can go over the water and be aggressive and
I'm liking this a lot.
try to beat the trees and...
No.
Oh, there's the OB line.
Yeah,
That's
that was
brutal. I mean, it was inbounds, but
Yeah, it looked
Trickled
good.
out.
I liked the flight, but I didn't like the result. Not at all.
Simon's
I'm
taking a
going
big hyzer.
Big highs.
He
He
wants
thinks
to run
it's
back
good.
there and watch it.
He thinks it's good, and it's a foot short.
OB.
Yeah.
There's a ton of cross breeze blowing from left to right now. The ocean's to our left off the camera, and it is whipping. So it was a tough shot yesterday. It wasn't so bad today, but yesterday it was brutal.
Yeah, Peter
Didn't
took
really see
heed
him.
there and just played his way out wide, not messing around with any of that
Wants to get
stuff.
safe, yeah. The OB line sneaks up pretty quick, but I think he's inbounds.
He's in.
Yeah, you can see the string line there. It's for some reason they made that bay out of bounds. Like they cut it out so that you can't land in that little cove down there at the bottom of the screen on the right.
That's the play right there. Hang
Definitely
it high.
wanna, yeah, you got to get the disc up in the air when you have these cross breezes. You know, like if you throw it down, the wind wants to push you down and turn your nose over. So, you know, that's a really
You got to get it up.
You got to get the disc up in the air.
So this is a tricky drop zone,
Very
and you'll
tricky.
see that disc just fly away from the basket. It's
Yeah, that's
really
the win.
breezy.
That's the win. You know, I played the back. I had to go to the drop zone as well, and I threw a backhand, you know, Firebird right around the, you know, this
So here's
corner right
Simon.
there. It's super tight.
He just exposed the angle a little bit and then treed up. It's so hard to
It's
throw
a
it with
tough shot. It's
hyzer
a
back into
super
that
guarded
wind.
drop zone. I mean, the green is super guarded from there. You don't really see the basket very well. And you know you got to put it up in the air, so it's super tough. Pete with the long run. That's a great par on this hole right now.
KJ looking for birdie. Oh, 2
What a
inches
run.
short. Ah.
What a run, especially with the wind like that. Don't have a lot of space behind the basket either. Oh, Gregg comes up a little short. for the
Yeah,
bogey
that
side.
was a sketchy putt to run in the first place.
Absolutely.
Mine.
There's not a lot of room to work with on this green. It rolls off pretty quick towards OB, so.
Simon's just inside the circle here, and,
And
there
it
you can see
goes.
the headwind right
There's
there.
the wind, and I think he stayed in bounds, but he was down there in the garbage.
Now he's got a tailwind coming back.
There you go.
Ooh.
Snap.
Top
shot in
shelf.
there. Got to get it up in the chains with the tailwind, so.
So Simon with a 5, Peter tapping in a 3, and KJ will tap in a 3, and I will
Oof.
also card a 5.
Yeah, that hole was a monster yesterday, that's for sure. Yeah, it's tough after you had that nice string of green to pick up a red number after that. So here we go over to hole 13. This is a shorty, 70 meters, 229 over the water. There's a false front to this green where you would think, okay, that's safe, but there's some OB stakes right there in front, so you got to get it up to the level of the green. That's the hard and challenging part because there's a ton of crosswind blowing from left to right. There's space behind, so you can be aggressive, but then you got the death putt, so you definitely want to land this one softly up on top.
Yeah, this one's just really touchy. Kind of want to throw it a little too hard, but you don't want to throw it into the stuff because you know that you are going to have a really tough
You're the
putt.
right-handed backhand player, you know, like most of us are on this card. You're going to try to throw it well left of the basket and just kind of let the wind push the disc back. If you nose it up with some hyzer, it should just kind of shove it over there.
Kind of like that.
If you expose the angle, then the wind's going to push it and accelerate it, kind of like what KJ's did. It's kind of picked up speed. But if you kind of throw the disc at it with some stall, then it will just like kind of slow it down and push you in there.
So I play the flick here. Just let
go.
it hang. And
check up.
Yeah,
All right, he's inside the circle,
there.
about 7-8 meters. Simon plays it overstable. He's going to try to flex it in there, but the wind is just not letting it happen. It's
OB.
That stinks. That's tough.
Yeah, and you can't really tell on the video.
Right.
You can tell from here. It's very steep. It's a small cliff.
Oh, man.
So you see a lot of them that hit the top there and then want to roll back down.
Yeah, that's a tough break.
KJ caught a pretty good break.
Oh, no.
And then doesn't convert. He was just barely safe.
Oh, man.
So mine's right on
putt.
the edge of the circle, maybe just a couple feet in. And,
No. Well, at least you didn't go over, because if you did, that's almost guaranteed.
yeah,
to be.
that was OB certainly if it didn't catch I would call that a decent break off the top.
Oh, big time. That probably saved you too. So KJ taps in for par. Pete taps his in. Simon makes a double. He's not too happy right now.
I'm not too happy with missing one inside the circle, but
All right, we're back with hole 14. This is a legit par 4 right here. You have water on the left, OB road on the right. You've got some trees to navigate here off the tee unless we go big spike hyzer and try to get to the landing zone. That's right about there. And then you've got a super tight shot to get onto the green. You've got a OB string on the left. You've got some guardian trees on the right, and the undulation of the ground, if you're a right-handed player, is going against you.
shaping down towards
Shaping
the
down
water.
and towards the water. And the grass is cut pretty low, and there's an OB string up here on the shelf, and the water's not quite up to that ridge at all. There's actually about 4 or 5 meters, but they called the shelf the line, so makes this whole play really, really tough to score 3.
Peter on the tee here. Looks like he's lining up the hyzer. With his power, I think that's the play.
Yeah, as long as you don't overcook it or cut it off early. I mean, if you just get it out there and don't try to do too much, you should be able to land, you know, right about in there somewhere.
That's
and that's
money.
A great angle. It's kind of a weird angle with the footwork, but side hill action, you know, but you got a really nice angle, and that's the important part. KJ's playing the flex route. Yeah, he got beat down, but he's safe. Yeah, those trees were not being friendly yesterday.
No. So I'm taking a boss, just trying to throw a little hyzer stand up here and iron leaf.
Bang, yeah, those trees are thick and sticky, man.
I
didn't see too much, hit those and power through.
No.
I mean, Simon's going to play up and over the top, and he got some foliage, it looks like.
Yeah, he fell down just pretty close to where mine did. I was surprised to see Simon not play the hyzer here. He's got such a powerful hyzer shot.
KJ's got a pretty good line, but man, it's tight once you get in there. You got to throw it hard and low. He's playing way, way safe. He's not even taking the green on because it gets really tight down there.
He's got 13
putt.
meters,
That's
just kind of
not
got
bad.
a bush in the way. So I'm taking the flick here, just going to try to bend it with the lay of the land. Just got away a little tight on it, and as you can see, that tree kind of shapes the line. So
Absolutely.
a little bit wider would have been nice, but that fell down, still safe.
That's good news.
Simon pulls it over
Did that
and
go
went out of bounds.
Brutal.
Peter,
There you go.
that's
Straighten up
tasty.
and stop. Lovely.
Yeah, that's the way you play this
I
hole
haven't
right there.
figured that out yet either. Oh no, that's a little high.
Simon.
Oh, at least it came out. That's good.
Oh boy,
That
that's
could've
looking
went
like an easy
really
double.
bad. Okay, here's Gregg on the knee with the sidearm. Just make it finish a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, you kind of get a little break with the way the land lays there. You can play it up to the right and still get a pretty close look.
Simon's going to try to run this in there. Comes up a little shy. KJ with a tricky putt. That headwind is going to make his disc lift a little bit, but if he comes in with a nice touchy speed, oh man, that's got to hurt. And the roll away?
It stayed.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Right? It's 4 meters.
That would have been a great three.
Great three, yeah. It's such a tough three to make because of the undulation of the green, and the shape of your second shot is super, super difficult, especially when there's headwind, because you can't throw something too straight and then the wind will take it over, you know?
He was all the way back, too.
Yeah,
I mean, he was only
5
meters from the out of bounds.
Yeah, he was
line.
way back there, so that was a fantastic shot, and just bad luck with the chains not grabbing it up.
Simon with a double.
Simon with 2 doubles in a row.
I think that was double.
Well, here we are.
3 doubles in a row.
We're at hole 15. This is the shortest hole on the course, playing 67 meters. It's a tight window off the tee, up the hill. Right there in your face. It feels like an ace run, but you still got to make it happen. There's that little guardian shrubbage tree there on the left and some guardian stuff on the right that really makes it a tight line to get up there, but with the hole being so short, shouldn't really need a lot of room. You can pretty much go full blast right at it. And
It almost feels like an upshot, but then you kind of want to run it for ace.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have much to worry about unless if you like throw like a destroyer or something, or you know, something. If you throw a mid-range or a putter, you should be fine.
Yeah, and you can hit it hard.
You can go for it. KJ with a rock, trying to get a lift one more.
Prime time.
Perfect swing. I mean, right down the middle.
Yeah, I'm playing the eagle here, just playing it smooth.
There you go.
Not letting anything get away here. You can tell it's a little breezy, so I feel like
right away on the tee pad, firing it up there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is as I spoke to Jostein, one of the course managers here. He calls this the must-make birdie.
Yeah, especially after that previous hole, that's usually going to gobble up a stroke from the majority of the field. You definitely want to get this shorty right there in your face. Looks like the whole card's going to grab up a 2 on this one and move on to, I'd say probably the trickiest par 3 on the course.
Yeah, I guess you could call it the trickiest.
I mean, it's a tough 2 to go after. I mean, you'll see it in a second, but KJ, I want you. Why is everybody pointing over there? What did they see?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, there it is. Hole 16, 288 feet or 88 meters. Very, very tight green. That's all I got to say about that.
Some brave kids right there.
You got to be pretty brave to go for this little peninsula, because if you don't hit it in the perfect spot, you're definitely going to hit and roll OB, and then the drop zone is not very friendly. And got another tight line to get to the basket. I mean, you don't have a lot of space for the disc to stop, so. And
This
it's
is a
really breezy.
really
I mean,
hard
I
hole.
could imagine if this was a calm day, it wouldn't be so bad, but when it's blowing like that and the wind's just lifting and shoving your disc all over the place, I mean, coming in with the right speed
Look at
is
that.
super difficult.
With a rhino.
You can't do any better than that.
With a rhino.
You can't do any better
That was
than that.
sick.
That's the best shot you'll see all day, I guarantee.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, you can't land it within 2 meters of the basket
It's
because
tough.
there's no flat area. So that's really the prime time landing zone. There's a shadow on the right side of the basket there.
KJ
That's
looks
perfect.
like he's playing a very conservative, overstable disc and just trying to crash and drop safe. There you go. Mm-hmm. I mean, then from there, all you're doing is pitching up to the face of the mound and taking your 3.
So I played a Thunderbird here because it was breezy. Pulled it just a little
A
bit.
little bit wide, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to be super aggressive on this. Oh no. Is that the hazard?
Yes, it's hazard. It's
not out of bounds, but he gets to play it from there. And
Simon's
Simon's
playing
going
the hyzer.
way high and tight, and
That's a good place to be, just a little behind
Did
it.
that end up in the hazard, or is
No,
he safe?
he's safe. So this is a pretty sketchy little approach shot. It's only maybe 90 feet.
Wow, he threw the flick in there.
The only reason is because it's going to finish back. Once it starts to hyzer, it wants to fall
the wind
down.
is blowing from your right to left,
Yeah.
so there you go. That's what I thought KJ would do, is just pitch it up to the face there and just take your 3 and move on.
No reason to do that.
Oh, Simon had a great look at the putt, actually. He actually had the wind at his advantage as well, but it's a little nerve-wracking looking at all that water behind the basket.
Peter walking up. Boy, he's got to be loving life right now. That's the best drive. I think that's the best drive I've seen. It's hard to get one closer.
I played with him today, and he actually threw the same shot, but it hit the ground and bounced backwards. It would be brutal.
That's a birdie. He's starting to clean it up here towards the end of the round.
Gregg's got a little bit of work here. I mean, it's not the easiest putt with that wind blowing around.
Just one extra pump. Make sure I put that one on. A bogey there hurts, but it's not the worst score on the hole, and I'm sure there were enough 5s. So I would rather miss long there and be in the hazard than.
That's what happened to me. I missed long with the basket
else.
and behind the basket, and I didn't realize the hazard was that close, and ended up picking up an extra stick myself. So here's 17. This is another par 3 that we should all feel like we should be making a birdie 2 on. It's pretty reachable either with the sidearm or with the backhand. There's a line with the sidearm that looks a little bit more conducive, even though there's these guardian trees. The disc is finishing inbounds. Where the hyzer, there's some guardian trees on the strong side there, but you're finishing towards the OB line. So it's a tight line. There's some wind blowing, a tight OB.
Peter with his rock. He's playing the hyzer stand-up. This is an amazing shot.
That's an awesome shot.
Look at this.
That's an ace run, isn't it?
It looked like an ace run, and it kind of just got batted down there at the end.
He's parked. I mean, that's
as
a line
good as
I
you
would
can
like
throw
to throw, but with all this wind, I'm going to take a safer route than that. KJ's following the vapor trail.
And slid past the tree. Woo. Yeah, that's a really good shot there.
Yeah, he's a little long, but he's got a little bit of tailwind, about 7-meter putt tops.
Simon's taking the inside out flick route, and
whoa!
More trick shots from Simon.
Well, I mean, at least he's safe. That could have gone really bad, but yeah.
You can see it's getting pretty breezy. I played the eagle here, and that was unfortunately a misplay, and it never really wanted to come back.
The wind just gobbled that up, man. You could see that right away. It just batted that down.
Yeah.
So now he's...
I'm putting from probably 13 or 14 meters. Never had a chance.
I mean, it was online. He just didn't get it
Never
up.
had a chance. Yeah.
Simon wasting no time.
Off the top. You can tell maybe he's a bit flustered right now after starting so well and having a few holes that caught him.
Yeah, those 3 in a row just kind of gobbled up his momentum.
KJ with a dead center spin out.
Oh my goodness. That's probably the worst thing ever in disc golf, is when you do everything right and the basket says no. I know what that feels like.
Yeah, and you don't really want to putt that soft either, because there's a little bit of wind going on.
That should have stayed. I mean, he was low in the chains. That should have hit the bottom rung.
He's like, notice how he just shaped it back into place.
Yeah.
Pretty soft.
The long stretch.
Attempt.
Oh, that was pole. I thought you hit the cage.
Never had a chance.
Never had a chance. Well, it had a chance with the line.
I would have liked to get that one up, but here we are, 18.
Oh boy, this hole's tricky. Hole 18, you got to throw pretty much a layup really off of the tee and try to get to where the drop zone is, because if you miss the Mandy, then you're going to the drop zone.
So the mandatory is the
birch tree
on the right.
That's this one here on the left, the last one on the left.
Yeah, this OB that they put by those rocks is really interesting. I was surprised to see that being out of bounds, because I felt like that would be a really popular landing zone. I
mean, it's really tough where they want you to stop the disc off the tee. If you're not going to try to make it around the corner, which is a really tough shot right now with the way the wind is blowing right to left, almost impossible to shape anything unless if you got a really, really good roller, you might be able to make it up. But I think most people are just going to try to pitch up with either a flick or a backhand. Sounds crazy right now.
A rock maybe.
You got to throw a flick and just try to land at the drop zone and then
So
go
that
for
is
the green.
safe.
It's in the, is that in the volleyball
It's
thing?
in the volleyball court.
I guess everything's
It's safe.
There's all kinds of obstacles out there, but none of it's out of bounds.
Peter just kind of had a low one. There's a rock shot from KJ.
KJ's playing to the drop
really
zone,
good shot.
a little bit inside, and he wants to be a little further to the screen's right to have the best angle.
Simon's going to go for it here. With his arm, no surprise.
No surprise. He just wants to make sure it doesn't turn
Look
into
at the
a
wind
cut
pushed it
angle.
down.
Yeah, it's just got to stop. That's the hard part. Hit that building. Oh, that's brutal. That was all the wind. He shaped it right, but the wind slammed it. As soon as that nose dropped with that side hill, it's game over.
So I'm just playing a Firebird here.
Just trying to lay up.
Pitch it out, pitch it over, right onto the drop
Right
zone.
onto the drop zone. That's a great angle there.
It's the flattest spot you can be.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. Pete's going to go for it with the roller. It's got to get. There we go. That's going to finish up there.
You can see the wind just kind of pushed it
killing
over.
Everything. The wind was really, really strong. That's the only way to describe it. It was really strong. That flag was stiff out there a few times today.
KJ going with the big turnover.
Now the wind's just going to stall it out, so
Yeah.
there it is. Nicely done. He's got a putt for 4, I believe, right?
That's for a 3.
For 3. Yeah, that's right. That was the second shot.
So thankfully,
Right on the drop zone.
didn't miss the mandatory, but I'm on the drop zone. So I'm playing a Firebird here.
Yeah, this should feel pretty boring and basic to you.
Lay it out.
Not as boring as a rock, hyzer for me.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard.
Maybe 94 meters.
There's Simon just.
So Simon actually
Throwing.
misplayed that.
He didn't have to go to the drop zone because the drop zone's only if you missed a Mandy. He should have gone from there where he went out of bounds,
Right,
which was actually his 4th shot under the basket.
Yes. So he's going to tap out a 5 with a practice throw.
Yeah.
I think that...
he didn't finish the hole with the misplay, so there's no extra penalty.
Yes, that's correct.
So, yeah, Simon just adds an extra stroke for playing it from the wrong spot, but...
He played it so fast that none of us even had a real chance to say anything. He just kind of got up there and threw it.
Yeah, KJ connects with the big birdie to finish off the round. That definitely helped.
Yeah, KJ made the big putt at the end. Nice to finish like
Simon's just
that.
going to run out of there with his bogey and shake it off and try to come back tomorrow and figure it out.
Yeah, we
Had a good round going, but those 3 holes there in the back just kind of killed his momentum and gave you some breathing room.
Yeah, we both kind of had it happen at the same time. He just it compounded on him a couple holes in a row. Again, he caught a bad break on the cliff hole. That kind of, I think maybe...
Pete is having some issues on the putting green right now. He's struggling there. When they started doing that, that's just kind of a lack of commitment onto the chains.
That was the finishing. That was to finish out with a really solid last 6 or 7 holes.
Yeah, he had it rolling there for about 4 holes. I'd say those 2 threes that he got on 12 and 13 are really strong as well, but
Yeah. Yeah, he got off the train there, and then he started to really get
going. Oh, no. Is this the second time that he's gone birdie putt to bogey or worse? Ouch.
So here's a tap in, keep it in the 50s.
There he is.
Yeah, I had a tough finish there with a couple bogeys, but nice to get a birdie and get off the course.
Yeah, I wish I'd played mostly that clean. I didn't have that luck. It was a little too breezy for me yesterday, but...
Yeah, Peter with the double there, that hurts to finish that way, especially after he really put together a nice courageous run towards the end of the round.
So finishing up the round, Gregg's got 5 down. Simon with the tough luck and kind of sporadic play there is at 1. KJ's 2 over. You battled through, and Pete's at +3.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I want to thank S&M for being out here and coming up to Sula Commune. A beautiful course to film, I'm sure, and an awesome one to throw. Thanks to Discmania and all of the guys who made this tournament happen.